U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a 35% tariff on Canadian goods to go into effect on August 1st.
We're stressed out. We don't know, are we going to have to take loans out to make sure that we have the dollars that we need to fill our stores? Foreign countries do not pay for the cost of tariffs. I pay for it. You pay for it. My customers are going to pay for it.
Just 6 months ago, Walmart parking lots in Buffalo were jam-packed with Ontario license plates. Canadians were crossing the border in droves, shopping like there was no tomorrow. But now, the scene is completely different. The parking lots are eerily empty. In fact, in just the first 2 months of 2025, over 35,000 Canadian cars vanished from major US retail hotspots, costing the US over $5 million in lost tax revenue. But the real question is, where did all those billions of Canadian dollars go? It's not a protest. It's not a hashtag. It's a silent, almost invisible shift that's completely reshaping the US economy. Canadians, once loyal shoppers, have quietly turned their backs on American retailers, and it's hitting harder than you might think. Stay with us, because what's happening next might completely change the way you view shopping across the border. And trust me, you won't believe the full story. Number 1, the empty border. This isn't just about empty parking lots. Take a look at Peace Bridge and Rainbow Bridge. February and March 2025 saw a staggering drop. 35,619 fewer Ontario license plates on Peace Bridge and 29,537 on Rainbow Bridge. It's like a convoy that never showed up. Traffic is down 11% and toll revenues gutted. Now, for the big players, Walmart and Target. The Walmart in Buffalo? Closing its doors earlier with no crowds to stock its shelves. Target in Blaine, Washington has already cut part-time shifts. The reasons are simple. Fewer Canadians are crossing the border, and that's triggering a devastating chain reaction. Number 2, the ripple effect. What happens when the border giants start hurting? Gas stations, motels, and souvenir stalls on I-190 are now empty. The Buffalo area motels, once fully booked, are struggling with only 38% occupancy. The local souvenir stands, laying off workers just to survive. Inside Erie County Hall, officials are staring at a $22.7 million drop in projected sales tax revenue. That's enough to delay road funds and cut back on libraries. And it's only February. By mid-year, we could see a $41 million deficit, enough to drain 80% of the county's snow road budget. So, where's that money going? It's not just the big box stores taking the hit, it's the entire local economy. Canadian wallets aren't crossing the border anymore, and the consequences are brutal. Number 3, the emotional shift. Let's dig deeper. It's not just about prices anymore. This is about emotion. For years, Canadians would cross the border, excited by the bargains. Now, that excitement has turned into disappointment. Tariffs, long customs waits, and anger over US policies are fueling a shift. Canadians feel punished, and their wallets are speaking for them. And when we look at the numbers, the Canadian dollar is now worth less against the US dollar, and rising fuel prices and bridge tolls make even a short trip across the border feel like a loss. A family might spend $200 just getting to the store before they even pick up a single item. But it gets worse. Number 4, the price of US goods. In April 2025, Canada imposed a 25% surtax on US goods. Suddenly, that $40 bottle of cosmetics is going to cost Canadians an extra $18 in taxes, exchange fees, and duties. Shopping in the US isn't just a headache, it's a money pit. So, what are Canadians doing? They're staying home. Walmart Canada just dropped prices, giving families a $450 savings per year, enough to keep them shopping locally and avoid the cross-border hassle. And with Canadian stores like Loblaw and Metro freezing prices, the weekend trips to Buffalo are looking more like a bad deal. Number 5, the political shift. But there's more. But pride is playing a part. A growing sense of Canadian-made pride is turning shopping into a political statement. A poll shows that 78% of Canadians now prefer local goods, and 59% are ready to actively boycott US products. Suddenly, the stars and stripes aren't just a symbol, they're a target. That's a massive shift in consumer behavior. The math is clear. Higher prices, local discounts, and rising pride are driving billions of Canadian dollars out of the US retail sector. Number 6, the impact on big retailers. The US retail giants are feeling the pressure. Foot traffic is down across the board, 4.7% year over year, with the worst hits in New York and Washington, the two top destinations for Canadian shoppers. Even Walmart and Target are pulling out of border stores, as sales drop by 20% in the first quarter of 2025. It's not just the retail chains. The fast food giants like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King have shed $350 million in sales, as Canadians opt for local restaurants instead. Even electronic stores like Best Buy are reeling, with foot traffic dropping by 25% in border regions. Number 7, the rise of local brands. Meanwhile, Canadian luxury brands are thriving. Stores like Holt Renfrew and Simons have outpaced Saks Fifth Avenue in revenue per square foot. Canadians are spending their dollars closer to home, and this is a trend that's only growing stronger. Meanwhile, Amazon.ca reports same-day orders in Ontario and Quebec have doubled. Why bother driving across the border when you can get it delivered to your door faster and cheaper? Number 8, the long-term shift. Here's the kicker. This is not a temporary blip. As Walmart Canada and other local stores continue to cut prices, the US will keep losing. And the damage isn't limited to retail. Could medical tourism, higher education, or even auto sales be the next sectors to fall? The dominoes are starting to topple. Will the US ever lure these shoppers back? Or will price cuts, tariffs, and border stress become the final nail in the coffin for cross-border shopping? This silent boycott is more than just a quiet shift. It's slowly but surely decimating the US economy along the border. And the most shocking part? There's been no loud protests, no massive rallies, just thousands of Canadians making quiet, calculated decisions to stay home and stop spending. That's billions of Canadian dollars being withdrawn from the US retail economy, bit by bit, from Walmart to the local gas station. No one is safe. The effects are already being felt, but this is just the beginning. As more Canadians feel the pinch of rising tariffs, higher costs, and customs frustrations, this economic hemorrhage is only going to intensify. If US policymakers don't take serious action soon, we could be looking at a full-blown retail collapse on the border. The truth is, this quiet economic war is far from over. And unless something changes, it's about to get a whole lot worse. So if you want to stay ahead of this shifting tide, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're tracking every twist and turn in this silent economic battle. And trust me, the next wave of red numbers at the border is just around the corner. Stay tuned, because we'll be here, breaking it all down, step by step. You won't want to miss it.